What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Sneaker Tifosi, and I'm back again with a Motorcast this time around on the upcoming Bentley SUV. But before I get into the review, I just want to mention one thing. This is information to the best of my knowledge and that I could find. So with that being said, first let's talk about the past. Let's go back to 1996. This was a time when Bentley was kind of going bankrupt and they were still owned by the Rolls-Royce Motor Company, I believe it was. So, at the time, Sultan of Brunei wanted a Bentley SUV. Bentley said, we don't have anything lines like that, so you know what, forget it, we won't do it for you. He was insistent, I must have this car, so what did he do? He bought 6 Range Rover Series 2, sent it to them and said, go crazy. And that's what they did. They stripped the car just down to the frame, then they rebuilt it from the ground up, put new body, put a new engine, coachwork, the whole deal. And that's how we get the Bentley Dominator. Now, 6 of these exist. The photos that you are seeing right now, they are rare photos, but you know, with the internet, you can find anything nowadays. But these are rare photos because if you search like a 2014 photo, you won't really find anything. And I don't think these cars have really been shown anywhere in person for like people just to go and see like, oh, I can see the car and, you know, just touch it and stuff. And it's funny because a lot of people don't actually know about the Bentley Dominator. And what I mean in that sense is a lot of people think that the new and upcoming Bentley SUV is the first Bentley SUV ever. And that's not actually true. The Dominator is the first theoretic Bentley SUV, even though it was kind of done off the books and as a one-off. But as I said, it is a Bentley SUV, as you guys can see. With that being said, fast forward to 2006, Bentley decides that they want to do an SUV, but an official version now. So they prototyped it, and they actually put a mule version out. I don't actually have pictures of that, but it was a Porsche Cayenne that had a stretched long wheelbase with supposedly a W12 under the hood and all that stuff. It was basically an equipment testing mule car. But as you guys know, the recession hit, that was scrapped and never heard of again. And I was kind of disappointed because I was really looking forward to seeing a Bentley SUV. Then you fast forward to modern day, Bentley decides that they actually want to do an SUV. So I think it was back in 2010 when they did the prototype EXF9 version that everybody hated. I mean, they just criticized that car to hell. Personally, my opinion on that car, I didn't really like the front. The sides were okay, the back was not bad, but the front, yeah, I agree, it was ugly. So Bentley, they generated a lot of interest with the car, but in terms of the look, it was a flop. So what did they do? They said that we will release the car because everybody wants this car, but we will redesign it. And that's what they did. So now we get into 2014. The car, you can see there's a preview of it, a trailer, a teaser kind of thing going on. And Bentley was saying that they will demo the car, but the car will basically be in camouflage that is unique rather than this just plain black and white camouflage that most car companies do. And what's funny for me is the photos that you're seeing now, it's just this black matte version with extensions hidden on. And most car companies will do this. I mean, if you're familiar with test cars and mule cars and stuff like that, they'll put extra pieces and bits on it so you can't quite tell the shape. Even if you render it and redo the coloring, it just looks completely off from what the final version will be. Now in terms of power and stuff like that, I'm expecting probably the first model will have a W12 followed by a V8 later on, and then you'll get the variants in between like the V8S, probably the W12 Speed. A Super Sport, I don't see it happening, but I mean, again, you do have like, for example, the Cayenne Turbo S, so it is possible, but I think it's highly unlikely, but I could be wrong. A hybrid version, we'll probably see that too. A diesel version, probably not. And I would say probably that's it for in terms of power. Most likely an 8-speed transmission as what's going on right now. As far as the tech on the inside, from photos that I've seen, and you'll see them in a bit, it will have probably a touchscreen navigation as the current Bentleys do, but an interesting feature is that rather than having the traditional analog stalks with the the tachometer and all that stuff, you're gonna have just a digital screen board like you have, for example, in the new Mercedes S-Class, where everything is just digitalized. So it presents a lot of interesting things, because with that you can change it around. You could probably have like night vision, probably GPS built in and stuff like that. So I mean, from my point of view, it is really cool and neat and different, and it gives the car this kind of edge, you could say. That's the word I'm looking for. So with all the stuff that I've seen on the car, I'm thinking most likely this car is going to run about the maybe 200,000 and below range, depending on what options you get on the car. So base price most likely will be around the same as a Bentley GT standard. And I mean, that kind of makes sense, because when you look at the Flying Spur and the GT, what's their price range? It's about the same, a little bit more, give or take. So I would assume that it would be in that price range, because again, Bentley wants to sell this car to the masses, and at the same time they want to make sure that it's exclusive enough, because the whole point for this car was to compete with Range Rover. So with that being said, I hope you liked this video, and I hope it gave you a bit of insight into the upcoming Bentley SUV. I'll probably do an update video once more information is released, but again, it's really early right now. The car is slated to be released as of 2016. So, oh yes, and also another thing, if you are interested in the car, I highly suggest you go and pre-order the car now, because from what I'm hearing, the car is selling out fast. So until next time guys, peace.